but I think we're going to see a lot closer race here in game number 2.
All right, so boom, we are getting started here in race number 2, and we've got. Okay, I'm not going to do the memes. I'm done with the John Madden stuff already. Here we go.
Right. All right, so both the runners have their wood sword, and both of the runners going to head for Vanilla Level 3's location, a classic starting play that you see randomizer runners generally tend to make. We have our sprites, JamEviler being as the good old Tingle sprite, and the Zelda sprite on RandomEffekt side. Here we have level 2.
Interesting, Random going for the bomb drop on those blue Octorocks. Did not get it. Spent a considerable amount of time there farming a bomb. Did not get one. And we'll see if that comes back to hunt him. I mean, it's not a huge time loss, but we do see a bomb block right away.
Yeah, there's nothing to the left side. Now JamEviler's going to try the right side here. There's some options. And there's the Triforce immediately here in level 2. But JamEviler going to look for those 2 items. Both of them going to be on the floor. And there's one of them, a heart container. That means now, James, there's 1 item left to go here. JamEviler wants nothing to do with those bunnies with wood sword and only 4 hearts. No way.
Yeah, that's an easy trap to fall into. You're in an easy level here. You find those Pole's Voice. They could be rolled up to about 12 HP, and with the wooden sword, or excuse me, 12 HP. With the wooden sword, that is a scary thought. They do 8 hit points of damage on Link. And with no guarantee that there's anything behind them, that could be a humongous and dangerous time sink.
Yeah, that's right. 2 full hearts is what you lose every time you get bopped by a Pole's Voice, right? You are, 8 quarters of hearts. I guess that's what you mean by 8 HP. Is that right, James?
Yeah. And Jam does clear that room.
Boy, what a platter here. You have your Pole's Voices, you have your Wall Masters, you have your Ropes, you have your Stelphos, and you have your Mugger Room. Order of operations game. Now JamEviler does not want to give up that heart. Now he's going to be down to 7 bombs max. That could be crucial coming later on as RandomEffekt gets his Triforce out of level 2. I got a feeling he's going to bail.
Yeah, interesting route variance here. Random choosing not to give up a heart or a bomb, picks up his Triforce, he's out. Jam does get a couple keys for his bomb that he gave up as he fights some keys, but is that second item going to be what he needs to give himself an early advantage? At that point, this could be a huge play.
Yeah, if it's something that's required, like a recorder, the bow, the ladder, silver arrows, yeah, JamEviler's going to have a leg up here against RandomEffekt in game number 2, and this is what he's going to need. Oh! RandomEffekt can't make it to the entrance.
Yeah, got hit with the Gorilla Boomerang as just inches from that entrance. Not a huge setback, but still annoying. And is very much a situation that can put a runner on tilt if that happens more than once.
Ooh, and we see a ladder block, and we also see a Gleeok. I wonder if that Gleeok could be guarding something. Now decision time for JamEviler. I think he's going to grab the Triforce and leave. It just feels that way.
Wouldn't be the worst call in the world. He does get a couple keys for his efforts here as RandomEffekt finds level 7 at Vanilla 1. Those keys could come back to be a benefit for Jam here.
Especially if this is one of those key-starred seeds and we were looking at a lot of locked doors. I mean, if we see some locked doors early here in level 7 and RandomEffekt has to get out and JamEviler is able to do more exploration and find some important items here, that's another edge that Jam could have on RandomEffekt.
Ooh, Random, be careful. Down to a heart. These red Lionels will be certain death. He finds a map.
Yes, indeed. And judging by this level here, I'm not going to have enough time to count how many there are, but that is relatively large for a level 7. It's anywhere between 20 and 30 rooms, and that was definitely on the upper end.
And RandomEffekt doing what I would call the right play personally. You're going to say, you know what? Adios, level 7. With no bombs, I don't think you've had much of a choice, and I think the same exact situation is going to pop up here for Jam.
Yeah, you're absolutely right here. That is a 26-room level 7 there. So yeah, that's definitely on the upper end, the mid-upper end, if you will. So level 8 is probably going to be around 34-ish rooms, I'll say.
Jam is going to actually clear this Pulse Voice room here. Random did not. So another potential difference, depending on what they drop here.
Nothing. That's a shame. And speaking of droppings, we have some dropped prices on everything in that store that RandomEffekt's in, and that is not where the Armos item is. Instead, it's going to be where the secret is at the Dead End Armos at the Lost Hills. That's where Armos item's going to be.
Jam hoping to get some bombs off these gorillas. Down to a heart. Has to be careful. And RandomEffekt entering Vanilla 6. We have...
Level 4. Nice find here for RandomEffekt. We'll see if he's able to get some good exploration here. It looks like JamEviler might be making the same play. So these runners are following each other's footsteps. It's neck and neck early on. We have our map for level 4, 19 rooms. So mid-upper range for that level 4. Uh-oh, it's Uncle Wizzy's clubhouse.
Oh, man, that is a rough spot. And look what we have again, Laws. Another bomb block. And with all the bomb-dropping enemies near start, neither runner has had a pack of bombs yet. Man, RandomEffekt is going to farm these bombs and gets one immediately. Commentator's curse.
Yep, I was just about to say there was a race I did several weeks ago where TGE and I forget who his opponent was. Dang, and now I feel bad about that. But there was like no bombs for like the first 16 minutes. Ooh, a medium secret's at 37 rupees. That's pretty hefty.
Jam is going to find that bad news. He's going to be bomb blocked very shortly. Look at the price!
Oh, no! Speaking of bomb blocks, you want to buy a 4-pack of bombs, you're going to have to pay the maximum penalty, James. 40 rupees. Youch!
I mean, at least the candle was a relatively reasonable price, and we do have an easily accessible candle, so the candle's not going to be as much of a factor in this race as it was in race number 1, which is good news.
Yep.
But... man, the candle's not the issue right now. It's bombs.
Yep. And we have our first take NEK for RandomEffekt. Going to pick up the heart container. One more heart will guarantee him the white sword item. And he's hoping it's something that's going to be worth his while.
Random's probably going to do a nice HUD clip here. Here he goes. Jam hot on his heels. Random does not have the candle, so neither runner able to get to the candle. Now, Jam does know the location of the Armos. It looks like he's going to be our first runner to check that for us.
Yep, just has to be careful that it doesn't take too much damage. I was hoping for a bomb drop. That's his 10 count. The orange gorillas normally don't drop that 5 rupees, so that was 10 on his consecutive counter.
Hey, one more 5er, and he'll actually be able to buy 4 bombs.
Oh, man. When you're talking about a 5er, nice. And that bow is one of the important items that's going to get him closer to winning this match. It does take a death to the Armos statue, but that may route him to going elsewhere. We'll see what happens.
So with that death and the early bomb blocks, do you even fathom farming a 5 rupee here, or are you going back over there?
That's a tough question. I mean, he could go for the medium secret that's behind the Armos statue that's in the forest. That would give him 37 more rupees. He'd have enough to buy the candle at that point.
RandomEffekt finds level 6 under Vanilla 2, so no real nice dungeon finds so far, and we've only seen 1 item out of 4 dungeons. So, man, this is quite the opposite of the last seed. So far, Jam finally, mercifully gets a pack of bombs.
Yeah, that is a sight for sore eyes on JamEviler's side, and RandomEffekt going to try to do the pirouette trick. And he does, I believe.
Oh, the torture!
Wow. Remember when I was saying that if this is a seed that's going to hand everything on a silver platter, that RandomEffekt's going to win? All hands on deck. Ladder required, because that Triforce is in a moat room.
Random opts not to clear that room and check level 6. Level 6 could have the ladder. Unless I missed something there, he's going to opt out. So he's going to go get his bow. And now both runners look like they're in the vicinity of Vanilla 5. We still don't know what that dungeon is yet. And we're still missing a lot of very good dungeons here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, levels 1 and 8 are definitely the ones you want to look for because they both have 3 items. I mean, level 1 preferably because level 1 is considerably smaller than level 8.
Both runners high-fiving in the Heart Rock Cave, picking up their 6th heart container at the same time.
And here's a little bit of route divergence as we get a clock on RandomEffekt's side. JamEviler looks like he may be farming up some cash here as he picks up that 37 rupee medium secret. And yes, indeed, looks like he is going to make a play for potentially the letter and that large secret. No letter for JamEviler. He's going to go straight to that large secret. And, uh-oh, look out.
Yeah, that's a scary screen.
Let's find out how much that large secret is going to be. The way this seed's been shaping up, it's not going to be big. Oh, commentator's blessing, 125 rupees. I approve, James.
Yeah, nice find for Jam, and gets through those blue dark nuts without taking a hit. A single hit from a blue dark nut would spell a certain doom. Jam able to get those rupees. We'll see if that comes back to be an advantage. Random can buy his candle, but he cannot buy much else, and Jam has a luxury in the amount of cash. Could potentially lead to a bomb upgrade or an arrow purchase.
RandomEffekt with his 105 rupees and JamEviler with his 197 rupees, both going to purchase that about 10% marked up candle at 67, but that is important because that's going to gain them access to vanilla level 8's location.
Now, I might have missed it. Maybe our tracker can fill us in the chat. Our tracker, Fryteeth, doing the Lord's work behind the scenes for us. I don't see a bow lit up on RandomEffekt's side. Did he forget to check that, or is he saving that for later?
I don't believe he's gone up there yet. RandomEffekt might be saving that for later because it looks like he's going to head for vanilla level 8's location, but I probably would have made a play for that bow. But then again, RandomEffekt doesn't have any arrows either. There's a book on JamEviler's side, and he has no desire to pick that up.
Level 3 under vanilla 5. Level 5 under vanilla 8. A book find here. Man, this is... for us as...
more Wizrobes!
I'll tell you what, for us as viewers and commentators, I'm digging this. These runners got to be cursing this seed right now.
And I want to say so far, I want to say that, I mean, it is early, and I could be wrong about this, James. I want to say that Pole's Voices might be the communal enemy here.
Yeah, luckily for these runners, they do have the bow. Unluckily, or depending on how you look at it, for us it's kind of cool. They don't know where the arrows are yet, and they don't have the arrows. And now Random's going to get his bow here. I don't know, Laws. I kind of might think about going to get those arrows, man.
RandomEffekt does get the bow, and actually, we do know where an arrow shop is. There was one next to the Armoses in Death Mountain, and the cost is 66 rupees. As I was mentioning how everything in that shop was cheap, 79 rupee magical shield, 66 rupee arrows, and a 41 rupee bait.
Yeah, cheap arrows indeed, and my apologies, but Random doesn't have enough to make that purchase.
Oh my goodness, look at that map for level 3, James. That's triple segmented.
Ugh. That's all I can say, Laws. Ugh. And we find another item here in 3.
JamEviler's going to be done with this level 3 because he knows where the Triforce is. We found the book. That's the heart container. So Jam just needs to get his Triforce and he'll move on.
Yeah, so far, nothing of value in level 3 at all outside of knowledge. And RandomEffekt going mano-a-mano with a Patra. And Wooden Sword, this is a dangerous play.
Yep, JamEviler, no problem picking up that Triforce. That's going to be a second on the board. And yeah, fighting against this Patra here with Wood Sword, no ring, in a reverse C room, that is not fun. But RandomEffekt making the most of it. Look out.
I mean, Random's definitely good enough to handle this combat. No questions asked. It's not so much whether or not he can survive the fight.
Well, we know what our Expando one is. It's the one he missed, but he's cleared them all. Just needs to get into the eye, stab him down. But that's a lot of hits, isn't it? What is it, 11 hits? 8, 9,
11
10.
hits.
Yeah, 11. Yep.
And that's the problem. We knew, I mean, Random, of course, didn't know that, but that's a humongous time sink, something that Jam did not do. Jam gets his white sword item, which is a heart container. Jam with the early advantage here, not just in items themselves, which isn't much, but he gained about a minute on RandomEffekt here in this 3 at minimum. The longer Random takes to get this Triforce, the more that lead's going to grow.
And not only that, look at the key count. no keys for RandomEffekt, and 4 so far early on for Jamie.
And welcome everyone that just finished watching what was an unbelievable duet of matches between the Greenleaf Effect and Sci-Town. Game 3 tomorrow night. Welcome to Game 2. Game 1 was a blitz seed, a total jet seed by RandomEffekt. 46-minute finish in Game 1. But JamEviler, looking to make it a best of 3 for sure, is very quickly widening this lead on RandomEffekt in the early going here.
That's a great purchase. Those wood arrows there for JamEviler. You just never know if there's going to be a bow block somewhere. And of course, we've already seen plenty of Pole's voices, and they're going to go down in just a single arrow shot. So I think that is a optimal purchase on JamEviler's side.
I 100% agree, and that could end up being a humongous difference. Random still does not have the money to make that purchase. If there are more Pole's voice as the common enemy, as you were saying earlier.
Bro! Nice find for Jamie. 1.
Of course, that just means silver arrows are going to be one room in here.
Well, we're going to find out. Here he goes south. Well, there's a staircase that guarded by a Patra. Look out. At least it's not the Expando variety.
Now, again, we were saying before, underrated combat on Jam's side. You see that here. Expertly picking apart this Patra. Wood Sword can only take 1 hit before he's in mortal danger. Not a problem at all. Just nice and easy. Takes him apart. Doesn't take any damage. And there is a drop here, I believe. Let's see what it is.
And the center of the room, if there is a drop. And oh boy! Double items, and it's double transportation.
Wow!
Can you believe that?
Jam is 1 item away. Already, well, technically 2. We know the ladder's required,
yes,
and the silvers. So 2 items away from go mode. What a pair of items to find here in 1. And we knew it was only a matter of time, Laws. The game was giving us nothing.
But look at this, though. RandomEffekt making the same play, following JamEviler's footsteps. This is still very much a ball game.
Absolutely is. We'll wait and see if those arrows come into play. So far, they haven't really. Could just end up being one of those quality of life items that speed up a few of these rooms. RandomEffekt now into 1. He's going to very shortly find that same Patra. Hopefully for Random, he decides to clear this one. The one he cleared in 3 ended up being a huge time loss, but if he skips this one, it'll be an even bigger one.
He's going to do the same pirouette trick here, and there's the bait block. Unless there is a Triforce guarding that particular spot, I don't think it's going to be required.
All right, good for RandomEffekt. He is going to fight this Patra, and just like Jam, Random, one of the best vanilla players in the world, he's going to have no issues with this 6 hearts. He can take a couple extra hits. He's going to be very pleased with his results here.
Interesting looking map here in level 1. You've got a very linear passage going from the south.
Oh my goodness!
God! Are you serious?
Level all, as in all the items. And that arrow advantage that JamEviler had just a few short minutes ago, I don't think we see him fire a single one.
Wow, it just went down the drain. I mean, what looked like might have been an advantage for JamEviler, it's just got completely neutralized.
To answer a question in chat, we do know that the ladder is required to get the Triforce out of 6. At this point, there are a few items we have not seen. We did not see the second item in 2. The first item was a heart container. We did not see either of the items in 5. We did not see either of the items in 6. And we haven't seen either of the items in 4 or 7 either, although both those dungeons were very quickly noped out of. So lots of possibilities for that ladder, and that ladder is required.
Now, who knows about the ladder block? Is it JamEviler or RandomEffekt? Or
I believe
both?
they both saw it. I think they both did. I could be mistaken, but if they don't, they're going to find out sooner or later.
Yeah, at least one person does, because this is what I'm getting at here, James. If one of them saw it and one of them didn't, one of them could gamble that ladder's not required. And if they go Triforce and go mode at this point, that's going to be big trouble. And of course, look where the Triforce is. Ha! Free!
So that is a huge break for RandomEffekt here. He's going to get the silvers. He's already got them. He's only allowed... Both runners only a ladder from go mode. But Jam still does have probably about a minute, maybe minute and a half lead here. So that lead would have been a lot bigger, potentially, if the silvers had not been here. So really nice break.
Yeah, I don't know. I've done a lot of randomizer commentary before, James. I don't think I've ever seen 3 required items in the same dungeon. That is crazy.
Random hot on his heels. Jam headed back towards Vanilla 6, which is level 4. We have not seen either of the items here, and neither runner got the Triforce, so potentially could see our ladder here.
I believe we were pretty much resource blocked. There were no bombs, and RandomEffekt does get his Triforce out of level 1. So, yeah, we're pretty much tied. There's really no difference right now between these runners. It's going to come down to, once again, as I mentioned at the start of the race, JSR, who is going to route better.
You know what's crazy, Laws? And we have a route divergence here. You know what's crazy is that these runners had 1 Triforce and no required items 5 minutes ago. And suddenly we're looking at a potential Jet Seed.
That is the beauty of Zelda Randomizer, James.
RandomEffekt's going to check his raft first. We have level 8.
Ooh, that's a significant find there for RandomEffekt. I mean, there's 3 chances that ladder could be there. And if ladder's there, RandomEffekt's going to be in go mode.
On the flip side, Jam in 4... He gets the ladder blocked. That could be a blessing in disguise. We at least know now that the ladder's not in 4. So Jam headed towards the dock. He could be in 8 right behind Random. The knowledge that the ladder is blocked in, or that cannot be in 4 could be huge if the ladder's not here in 8.
Ooh, a bomb upgrade that RandomEffekt can't afford, but JamEviler can. And remember, he spent one of his max bombs earlier on that mugger room. That could be key.
Still 3 items here. RandomEffekt now with the temporary lead, at least in progression, if not knowledge. And decides to skip out on this Patra. Jam is fighting this Patra, only a half heart. This is a dangerous fight.
Yeah, because this is the Expando variety. If he gets cornered like he is right now...
And there was nothing he could do there, Laws. It was no fault of his, just Patra being Patra.
Yeah, there's a reason why I always like to call him Patra Wayne, but we'll see if he tries again. Well, RandomEffekt's gonna have another shot.
Random now down to a heart, and he's cornered.
Oh, and he bites the dust too, man. Patra Wayne giving these contestants no solace.
Jam barely squeezing by that Patra the second time, decides to keep digging. Random is leaving. Jam gets the bomb upgrade. Ooh. Oh, that's
Standard.
4. That's 4
It's
for a discount.
Yeah, that's not bad. It was a little under the vanilla price, and you got the standard 4 bombs. I mean, those 4 extra bombs could come in handy.
Yeah, so suddenly his bomb deficit becomes a bomb advantage. Random's picking up a large secret here in the forest, and can buy that bomb upgrade. We'll wait and see if he decides to do it, but he's HUD clipping back towards level 5.
Jamie getting bombs from those Dodongos, finds a staircase, and it is Red Ring, oh boy!
Advantage Jam. This is huge, believe it or not. Even though RandomEffekt is a great vanilla runner, even though they still need that ladder, this is going to give Jam potentially the advantage. If the ladder's not in 5,
well,
then RandomEffekt is not in the lead anymore.
JamEviler feels that he's ladder blocked from the rest of this level 8, so he's going to have to come back later. So that's narrowing our odds, James. Where is that ladder?
Well, look at what we got here in level 5. Potential ladder block.
Well, there could be a workaround, but look what we have here. It's Uncle Wizzy's clubhouse one more time.
Be careful!
Oh, he got pinned up at the corner of the wall, and those beams do 4 hearts of damage, folks. There was nothing RandomEffekt could do.
JamEviler finds what we already knew, level 9 under the lake for level 7. We are now hunt on. Game on! Where is that ladder?
That is a good question. Right now, it could be anywhere. We know where it's not. It doesn't look like it's in level 8, James. Doesn't look like it's in level 4. Could be here in level 5, and level 6 is the other possibility.
Jam's going to pick up some rupees, which will not only put the next bomb upgrade in play, but give some ammo for his silvers. And chat makes a great point, Laws. Red Ring could come into play immediately here in Uncle Wizzy's Playhouse.
That's right, because with the red ring, his damage is down to 1/4 the base value. So he's only going to lose 1 heart to those orange Wizrobes, half a heart to those blue Wizrobes. So yeah, I mean, RandomEffekt, I mean, he is a great low percent runner. I mean, he's one of the best in the business, but it's still tough, especially if you're in confined spots.
A sweet merciful fairy for random is going to give him a little bit of breathing room as Jam up A's and enters 5 for the first time. Who let the Dark Nuts out?
The Wizrobes, probably. Ooh, nice clock drop.
Still a lot of really nice items in play here. Where are they going to be? Raft, or excuse me, a wand, white sword, any key. We saw Jam in game number 1 pick up the any key. Would you like to guess how many keys JamEviler had when he found the any key in game 1?
18.
You're not too far off. He had 17 keys, Lars.
Wow, that's crazy. 17 keys. At that point, it's like the game says, that's enough keys here. Just take them all, huh?
So this time, 4 keys combined between both runners, and any key would be a nice find. Now make that 3 keys. There's our Triforce.
Yep, but RandomEffekt has no interest in it right now, but it is guarded by Wizrobes. Here's a staircase. Potentially could be our staircase item, or it could be the transport. Going to take down the Lionels for a chance at a drop. It's a key. What do we have here? It is the transport.
Which means there will be at least 1 more transport staircase as its other half, and a staircase item. Still 2 items here in 5. We haven't seen either one.
NSU room on RandomEffekt side. JamEviler going ahead to the parentheses room. Gonna bomb to the left, but can't do it.
Suddenly, RandomEffekt has a plethora of keys. It gets a nice bomb refill off those Dodongos.
Yep, JamEviler spends a key, gets a key back. Yeah, level 5 having all the keys here.
Potential staircase here on RandomEffekt's side. The block pushes. This could be the other half of that staircase, or it could be
A heart container. Well, better than nothing, I guess, but RandomEffekt is not really interested in that because he's got 8 hearts. You know what his abilities are. JamEviler also not going to take that transport staircase.
So, if nothing else, though, it is knowledge laws. We know both items in 4 are ladder blocked. We know potentially there are 2 items in 8 are ladder blocked. Our runners found all the items in 1, but they did not get both items in 2. They did not get both items in 7. So there's only 5 locations left that this ladder could be, and we didn't necessarily exhaust all options in either 4 or in 8. So it could be sneaking around in there.
It's always possible that, one of those levels that they thought was ladder blocked had a workaround, but just missed on that. There's always that possibility. But, yeah, at this point, just right now, it's going to come down to, we were talking about the magical key about a few minutes ago. All we have to do is talk about it, and the situation presents itself. There goes one of the problems that RandomEffekt could have had.
Key problems are just a distant memory for Random. Knowledge more important at this point. He needs every advantage he can get. Of course, Jam gets his any key as well, so no advantage there for Random. Random is ahead as far as his progression in this 5. But Jam has the resources advantage, the defense advantage, and he's not far behind. This is anybody's race. If nothing else, I'd give a slight advantage to Jam.
Oh, definitely. And there's the other half of that transport staircase. Unfortunately, Jam found it.
Jam's still looking for that staircase item, and what could give RandomEffekt a chance to stretch this lead out is that item was all the way under the second L in the level.
Correct. That was all the way, wasn't it in the far northeastern section? Yes.
Correct. It was the right at the top right of the level, and Jam, I think, checks his map and realizes he hasn't been in that room yet.
RandomEffekt making the play to level 6. We didn't really explore much of that. We know it's ladder blocked. Ooh, speaking of ladder blocks.
Yeah, unless there's a magic bomb hole.
Just a key. Now JamEviler's about to find the staircase item here. It's going to be a hard container. Then he'll make a play for the Triforce. And this decision right here, James, could tell the tale of the tape.
Does Jam go back to 6? Is it truly ladder blocked? He up A's. I think he's going to 6. No, I mean, he's got to use Triforce first. My bad.
Yep, got to get the Triforce out of level 5 first, and then it'll be a decision to make. And as you can see clearly, we see that the Triforce in level 6 is ladder blocked. Could still be here in level 6. I mean, just because there's a ladder blocked something doesn't mean the ladder can't be here.
Yeah, like you were saying, moment of truth. Random finds a staircase and an Aqua Menace.
No problem with the silver arrows. That's a transport. And level 6, as you know, can be quite beefy. It can be, 23, 24 rooms, but it can be as big as 45.
That would be a nightmare for RandomEffekt. Jam looks like he's headed towards 6 laws. Oh man, this is not as interesting, but it sets up a great finish.
Yeah, the 42 room level 6 that Leslie Pro was talking about. I was watching the VOD. Yeah, that was a behemoth to say the least. Somewhat now, one of the fellow Zelda community runners claims they saw a 45er, and I have to believe it. I believe it exists.
I don't know numbers wise, but I've seen some large level 6s in my day, and level 6, like I was talking about with Redbird earlier, terrifies me. It scares me more than 7. We have a staircase, we have an item, we have the ladder!
And RandomEffekt is correct again on his routing, but JamEviler also correct on the routing, but he exits, goes back. I think he's trying to do a pirouette trick. Yep.
All right, so let's break down the situation here, Laws. RandomEffekt picks up his Triforce at 32.06. As long as Jam gets his Triforce out of here, I'm going to give Random about a minute or 2 lead, but with so much more to go, and RandomEffekt having 8 hearts to Jam's 9 plus the red ring. Oh my goodness, this is going to be good.
Yeah, here's another thing. The red ring was on the way towards the Triforce room, so if RandomEffekt routes the same direction that JamEviler routed, that is another advantage that gets neutralized.
It's really going to come down at this point to how well can Random combat, how well can Random move. Again, how well can Random close? And as I said at the beginning of the top of the broadcast, nobody is better than RandomEffekt in the game when it comes to closing in go mode. If he can avoid taking any bad deaths, if he can avoid any bad combat scenarios, it's going to be a tall tale for Jam to catch him. Jam's only going to be about a minute or 2 behind, but that minute or 2 might be insurmountable with Random speed here.
I'm going to tell you right now, and it's kind of a joke here, but I think RandomEffekt, a lot of people saying he's lacking for closer. Is he better than all 32 closers in MLB, though?
He's definitely better than Aroldis Chapman. Ew! But hey, look what JamEviler picks up off the floor in level 6. Could give him a little more combat advantage. He gets the 1.
Oh, yes. Yeah, remember, Wood Sword only does 1 HP of damage. 2 HP of damage does that wand do. But of course, there's some enemies that are immune to the wand, like those pesky Wizrobes.
Unfortunately, like you were saying, Laws, level 6 is a large level. And yeah, he's still digging out for that red ring.
And there's that routing coming into play. I mean, RandomEffekt just sniffed out that route in level 6 just so perfectly. And JamEviler, who knows how big this level 6 is? There's a manhandler that RandomEffekt's having a little bit of trouble dealing with. You're losing 1 heart every time you get hit. Here's a staircase. That's the transport. Not going to take it.
Yeah, not a very large 7 here, so advantage in sense that RandomEffekt has. RandomEffekt knows the red ring is still out there. We know the red ring is in 8. Random does not know this. He could still be taking a look around. Red ring's out there. White sword is out there. So potentially A little advantage for Jam. Jam is in go mode to the point where the only item that's going to help him at this point is the white sword, other than the ladder that he's missing.
Right, and unfortunately finds a dead end in that shoot room, so he's going to have to find a different path. And RandomEffekt, though, having some... Well, never mind. There's the Triforce in level 7. I was just about to say, RandomEffekt taking a lot of time trying to find that Triforce, and right as I say that, boom, the game knows.
Meanwhile, Jam's still digging, still looking. At this point, he's almost out of options. He does not know that the ladder's in here. Of course, we do. Is there any thought, as RandomEffekt's lead grows, it's now over 4 minutes.
Yeah, the longer it takes.
Is there any thought to leave?
Yeah, and if he leaves, it's going to be game, set, and match, James.
The one silver lining is we know that this item is a staircase item. Jam knows that too. Might be the one thing that keeps him going here, but as he gets further and further into this 6, still does not have a map, still does not have that ladder. This is huge. Random could take this match simply because of bad luck.
Yeah, and he's JamEviler, that room, that shuttered door to the right, he's already been in there.
He finds a bomb hole. I do not recall where the ladder was, but at this point, the match doesn't come down to how fast can Random close or how fast can Jam catch up. It comes down to Jam getting this ladder. If he doesn't get this ladder, it's over before it even began.
Yeah, I mean, we won't. The great equalizer won't even be enough for JamEviler to come back.
He finds the staircase. I believe this was it.
It was it. Yep. There is. JamEviler had to find the bomb hole, and bummer. But he's not out of it. He's not out of it because again, level 9 is the great equalizer for a reason. You know, if JamEviler can get luckier in levels 4 and 7, he's definitely not out of it.
Well, you see one thing as it is exactly a 6-minute advantage for RandomEffekt at the level 6 Triforce grab. 6-minute lead. Sounds like a lot. It is a lot. But one thing you see right here in this level 4, Wizrobes everywhere, Laws, and he does not have any extra defense or offense, and he only has 8 bombs to Jam's 11.
That is true, but you can see on RandomEffekt's meter, he is at full health. I mean, that is tough to do in a Wizrobe dungeon, no less when you have no jewelry.
Oh, hi, Patra. I don't have a wand, and I don't have red ring. Look at Random deftly diving in and out of those Patra. Oh, but he's
trying to run for it. Wow, nicely done. That's crazy good strats.
You see the skill right there, ladies and gentlemen. There are maybe a handful of runners that could do that in a pressure situation. You don't know that Patra's there. You walk into that in a double shuttered door situation, no wand, green tunic, wood sword, and he only took 1 hit. And now he's going to say, you know what, Patra? Shame on you. I'm taking you down.
Yeah, 1 more to go. Yeah, that was a stellar fight for RandomEffekt. Man, what a player. Gets a fairy, so he's back to Beam Sword once again. Well, until he got beamed by that. Once again, all I have to do is talk about it, and the game just like flips the switch.
So Jam has the opportunity to make a little bit of that ground up, has the wand. Those Patra fights are going to be cut in half. Any of these enemies that do not take damage from arrows, Dark Nuts, or Patra, Gleeok, he's going to have a combat advantage in, but RandomEffekt picks up his Triforce in 4, and he's a dungeon and a half in the lead here, Laws.
However, JamEviler, I think, is on the right track of this Triforce. If he bombs up, which he does, he's going to clear this room because there's a drop room, but I believe he's close to the Triforce. I think he just has to go 1 room up.
Yeah, I think he was going to bail, but then that bomb hit those Wizrobes, and he's like, you know what? Why not?
Yeah, he's got plenty of health, so just going to take 1 more down, and it's just a key. But, you know, if he didn't have the any key, it would have been a great find. There's that Patra guarding a key. He knows he just has to skirt by, but he's going to fight it with the wand, which is going to help him take him down quicker. when he goes left. And there's the other bomb upgrade. He's 2 rupees shy.
Meanwhile, RandomEffekt gets hit by Patra. He's down to 1.5 hearts.
That's not on his mind. The bomb upgrade's not on JamEviler's mind, as RandomEffekt still can't afford that 92 rupee bomb upgrade. Clock drop for Jammy. And there's a staircase, which has the transport, not going to take it. But RandomEffekt, he's in the Triforce room right now, just has to clear these 2 land molas, the slow-moving righty, but 1 hit! Ooh, he got cornered again! Man, I don't know. I do not know if I've ever seen our runners get cornered as many times tonight as I've ever seen in a single match, James.
You see another situation here, though. Jam, red ring, wand. This Patra does not give him any fear. Random's going to have to pick around these Patras, pick around those land mullahs that we just saw him take a death to. Little things like that add up. And remember, all the talk that I've been having about RandomEffekt being one of the best closers in all the Zelda 1 Randomizer, Jam is in that same tier.
Oh, definitely.
In go mode. So this is literally anybody's race.
As RandomEffekt does get his final Triforce, he's now eligible to go into level 9. Yeah, don't forget, he made that come from behind victory against Fred during the SGDQ extravaganza, as Jam does get his Triforce out of level 7. So yeah, the fact you say that JamEviler is just as good of a closer is definitely, absolutely 100% correct.
Jam now just needing his Triforces out of 4 and 8. Meanwhile, RandomEffekt now heading into level 9. Laws, this is for all the marbles. Can RandomEffekt punch his ticket into the Elite 8, or does Jam have some tricks up his sleeve?
Well, RandomEffekt is going to not want to use one of his bombs, so he's going to have to double recorder here to start things off here in level 9. RandomEffekt looking for a roar and a door. To find the roar, you have to be in a room, 1 room north, south, east, or west. You hear that roar? Ganon is 1 room away from where you are. Second thing you're looking for is that single shutter door room, where if you full clear these enemies and that door does not open, we have found the location. In RandomEffekt's case, it's going to be Link.
And this is another circumstance where RandomEffekt at 42 minutes in 9, showing why he's such a feared opponent in Randomizer. Do not sleep on him.
Oh, wow. Things continuing to come up, RandomEffekt, and it's not far away. I think I might have just confirmed to make sure you can get there. I think RandomEffekt's going to do that right now. He wants to confirm the route. No, he's not going to confirm. Well, he still can going north. Is there a shutter door to the left? Yep, we've confirmed it. Guarded by Patra, no less.
Jam is just a few rooms away from his Triforce in 4. So at this point, the hardest part of level 9 is over. Although RandomEffekt, I don't know if he has any potions. He's cornered by another Patra.
He did grab a
Down to
potion
2
at
hearts.
Candle Row. Yes, he did.
Okay, confirmed. Thank you. But he's going to have to be careful here. That's the thing. Jam doesn't have to be careful at all. Jam can gas pedal to the metal. Is that going to be enough?
I don't know, because that Triforce, he has to go left, and he's probably going to veer right. Yeah. That's just going to buy RandomEffekt more time here, James.
Yeah, if Ganon isn't far, Random's race is all but over. It's all his to win or lose. He knows where the princess is. Where is the pig?
Wow, 2 paths to get to Link's room here. I mean, come on, James. Link didn't even try tonight.
Yeah, a little bit of a hide-and-seek loser this evening.
Yeah, the Kidnap has just not been on their game during the mid-bracket stages. I mean, early on, the Kidnap was, but oh my goodness, just the pig has built some skills, folks, being evasive towards these runners.
I hear a roar.
Ooh, RandomEffekt's this close, folks, but where is that pig? Ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon. We need 15 hits to take down the beast, but that potion's in the ready because a Hyrule Driver is going to knock RandomEffekt out, not going to take any chances because it does 4 hearts of damage trying to get the stun lock. Here's a good spot to try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's going to lose it. 10. Oh, he takes a Hyrule Driver. 11, 12, 13, 14. And down goes Ganon. And ladies and gentlemen, RandomEffekt is seconds away from punching his ticket to the quarterfinals.
Unbelievable. RandomEffekt making quick work of this insanely trolly seed. So many bomb blocks, so many ladder blocks, and yet he's gonna finish with a almost, was that a faster time than game 1?
I think so. This is gonna
Ladies
be
and
just
gentlemen,
barely over 46.
Get your GGs out for your winner of game 2, winner of this best of 3, RandomEffekt, with an official SRL time of 46 minutes and 6 seconds. What a performance here in the Sweet 16 by RandomEffekt. Wow, Laws.
And I'm telling you, JamEviler did absolutely nothing wrong in this seed. He did absolutely nothing wrong. It's just, once again, as I mentioned at the top of the show, James, RandomEffekt somehow or other just knows how to route. I don't know how he does it. He's going to have to teach us the secret, that's for sure. But RandomEffekt just 100% routing it. I mean, the big difference was level 6.
Absolutely. I mean, Jam had a chance to be just a minute or so behind, but like you said, going into 6 is huge. And Random was able to find that ladder much sooner, and that was the difference. And we are joined by our second contestant, excuse me, to enter the Elite 8 of the 2019 Zelda Randomizer Tournament, RandomEffekt. Congratulations, GG's. Your thoughts, sir?
Wow. It was an interesting seed. There were really 2 things. I mean, you just mentioned one of them, but there was really 2 moves that I did that other players might not have done. Is that I just kind of didn't want to deal with the whiz robes early, so I kept just bouncing from dungeons. I had no keys as well, but I really just didn't want to deal with the combat that I saw in a lot of those dungeons, so I kept bouncing, and then all of a sudden in level 1 was everything. And that was like the easiest dungeon to do. So that was, very serendipitous. And then, yeah, the only reason I went back into 6 for the ladder was, again, because the combat didn't seem bad compared to the other dungeons. And I kind of thought in my head that maybe Jam wouldn't, since he saw the ladder block Triforce immediately, he might not want to bank on digging this dungeon right now for the ladder, so I thought maybe that would give me an advantage if it was in there, on top of the combat that I liked better in that dungeon. And I just, once I got that, I typed OMG in my chat, because that was go mode for me. I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm going to have another 40-minute seed. Yeah,
here, and I'll tell you what, if it weren't for those blasted Patras and Landmolas, who knows, you might have been knocking on the door of a sub 40.
Yeah, both. I had a 46-something last seed, I think, too, and both of them had 5 deaths, like really bad on the deaths, but both of them had, I was really low on hearts and defense, and I was just blitzing as fast as I could. Only had to use 1 potion this time. That was good.
Okay, so the situation here, RandomEffekt, was you guys were pretty much neck and neck up until level 6, because you guys were pretty much following each other. I mean, that's how close this race was early on. But one advantage that JamEviler did have on you was he did find the red ring in level 8. He did a little bit more exploration than you did on your respective first dive. But the big difference, I mean, normally level 9 is the great equalizer. Tonight, it was level 6, and now JamEviler knows about Zelda.
Yeah, definitely. You were in 6, maybe 30 seconds ahead of Jam. It was so insanely close. And once you found that ladder and you grabbed that Triforce, Jam was in that neighborhood, but just couldn't find that path. He did find the wand in 6, but he had the opportunity to be right on your heels, ended up about 6 minutes behind you, leading 6. And by the time he had his Triforce in 4, you were already fighting Ganon.
Wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's what this comes down to sometimes, is just getting a bit luckier in those big dungeons to find what you need. Did he, leave as many items as I did? Because I left so many items on the board, just kind of banking that the ladder was in 6.
With the exception of the red ring in 8 and the one in 6, yes, because he was doing the same thing you did, leaving items off the table. But I mean, he stumbled upon both of them: the red ring in his first dive in level 8, and then level 6, the wand trying to find the ladder. But yeah, just I don't know how you do it, RandomEffekt, but
Jam is taking
that's
it
right,
out on
Jamie.
the old man.
Take it out on the old man. Tell him you've had enough of his shenanigans.
Can I ask, was the red ring behind that Patra, beyond the Patra that I died to?
I believe it was.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to find an alternate path just to get to the Triforce, but I just didn't really feel like doing that, and it wasn't a clear path anyway because of the Chevy room. So I was like, you know what, I don't know, I'd rather just leave and say that it's ladder blocked right now and not have to deal with that. But yeah, I know I left an item in 2, 2 items in 4, 2 items in 7, 3 items in 8. And I basically did the same thing last seed. It was just kind of things fell into my lap. Like I said,
yeah,
pretty serendipitous.
and it on a silver platter. And then we were talking about that. If this was going to be one of those races that everything was going to be handed on a silver platter, I think it was going to benefit you. But I want to say something. The first 15 to 20 minutes, it didn't feel like it was going to be that way.
No, I was fully expecting this to be an hour and a half seed with the combat that I saw. I didn't see a single key on my first dive into 4 of the dungeons. Never saw a single key. Yeah, I was really afraid that it was going to be just atrocious, and I was just kind of noping at it.
My worst fear, I guess, was that Jam was going to dive deeper into a dungeon that I left and find something magnanimous, like a red ring or the any key or something like that.
He definitely had an advantage of bombs. You had a lot of issues with bombs in the first few minutes.
Jam was able to drop. I think I skipped over the 1, if I remember right. I'm not sure, but the 6, the 8, and the 1 again didn't drop on my way, and I was like, all right, well, this kind of sucks. I mean, it kind of helped out in level 4. I didn't have to do much in level 4. And yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate. I didn't get a lot of the lucky drops early on, and then the bombs were super expensive, weren't they?
All right, one more time. Here's Ganon. All right, Jam's in Ganon's room right now. Needs 15 hits, but a Hyrule Driver will only cost him 1 heart. And here's a stun lock of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Perfect Ganon fight for JamEviler. GG to him. What a job. Nicely done.
Yeah, Jam showing his skill and definitely gave Random a great match. And again, showing why he is a former champion, showing why he is one of the best in Randomizer. It's just kind of a combination of some good luck on your end and great execution on some of those Patras, some of those fights that you ran into where your disadvantage of not having the red ring didn't hurt. But Jam showing us all why he is a true champion. Finishes in 2nd place with an official SRL time of 53 minutes and 54 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs out in chat.
I'm telling you, that time wins a lot of races, JSR, but when you're up against RandomEffekt and his abilities to do the routing the way he does, sometimes that time just is not good enough. And tonight just wasn't quite good enough. But give it up for both RandomEffekt and JamEviler tonight. Please make sure you give them both a follow. I mean, they killed it tonight. They were absolutely amazing. And speaking of amazing, we do have the amazing JamEviler here in the commentator's booth with us. GG, you put up a very valiant effort, but it was level 6, unfortunately, that did you in on this one.
Not quite good enough. You're not quite good enough.
Right. You're not wrong there,
Blank.
JSR. I'll give it to you.
Let me worry about blank.
Yeah. Right. No. I'm good. I'm happy. Really good games, Random. In fact, you put up some amazing times. When did you get ladder? When did you dig 6? That was nuts.
So I just told them. So my routing basically, I did level 2 first, obviously, and then I noped out of 7, or I noped out of 4, 5, 6, I believe 7. And then I finally just made my way up to level 1. I think we were kind of doing the same thing as they were saying. Like I was key blocked, bomb blocked, combat blocked, and just everything. And then level 1 housed everything.
Everything.
And then so I found all that. I was like, oh my God. I figured I was ladder blocked in 8, so I left without the red ring because I couldn't make it through that Patra. But then I dug 6. I had everything except the ladder at 26-ish minutes, I think. And then I had the ladder about 31 minutes or so, at 30 to 31. That's when I was in go mode.
I found too many ladder blocks without the ladder, and that's just like never what you want to see. But then I found the ladder when I deep dove 6, and I was like, oh, you know what? This is good. I don't think RandomEffekt's going to deep dive 6 like this.
No,
apparently you did.
I was thinking the exact same thing on your end, that you wouldn't do this, so I went in. But that was one combination of it. For 2, though, it was better combat in there than every other dungeon that I could have gone to. So I was like, nah, I would rather go in here for 2 items, and this could be a magnanimous play. And my 6 was really, really strong. Like I maybe saw 10 rooms, I think. Maybe.
Yeah. I peeked in 8 and saw some crazy stuff. I found a workaround and spent some keys and got the red ring early before I ended up going to 6.
Mm-hmm.
So that just like, once you get the red ring, you could just play carelessly, and that's pretty much what I was doing. Like just smashing Wizros with a wood sword and having a good time. But yeah, no, thank you so much for racing me, and thank you for beating me. You set me free, my man. I had high hopes for some specific people in this tournament, and you're definitely one of them. So I want to see you make it to the end, if not win it all. Actually, I put all my chips in on Yunus before the tournament even started. I said Yunus is gonna win this one.
That's a good bet.
Yeah. But I mean, thank God I don't have to go up against Saver this time. That's all on you now, buddy. Good luck. I'm done with that nonsense.
Now wait just a minute here, JamEviler. I mean, he still has to get by Redbird Grad, and he's no slouch at this either. I mean, I know,
I didn't know. I didn't know if they played or not. Someone just told me that I was playing Saver next, so I didn't know if they.
If they already did play it, then I'm not aware of it.
No, their game 1 is on Friday.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
all right, so
it still could be Redbird Grad. We cannot sleep on Redbird Grad. I mean, he is just.
I
mean, yes, Crystal Saver. I mean, he's just like a lot of these runners. I mean, Crystal Saver does Crystal Saver things, but this is why we play the races. Though anything can happen.
This is randomizer. This is how it works. If you don't make the right play at the right time, and your opponent does, they win. And then it just happened to be that way tonight. RandomEffekt found some awesome items early on. 2 sub 50 seeds in a row. Holy moly! Like that is godlike for these flags.
I mean,
so,
those are times that are going to win you championships, right?
Very much so. Those are championship winning times. Absolutely.
Those are my best times, I think, in the entire tournament and qualifiers combined. Like I don't think I've gotten sub 50 in anything else. But then again, I hadn't been. Nothing's really fallen in my lap as much as tonight, and I definitely in the qualifiers did not gamble on 9 ever. So. Didn't gamble on almost anything, really.
It's definitely worth the watch back, you guys. You guys were neck and neck this entire scene. Yeah. Both races, you guys were back and forth, especially in this race. I mean, it was literally down to that 6, and yeah, absolutely. You guys both did so amazing. And
last race, I have to admit something. Last race, I kind of felt like I was behind, so I just kept on picking up Triforces, even though it wasn't the right play, just so that the audience would see that I'm keeping up. I had that feeling the whole time, so I'm like, oh, let me just grab this Triforce, so it looks like I have more. Like,
Jam's trying to get in my head, even though he can't.
Yeah, right. You don't have no knowledge anyway.
Yeah.
It's more about the show at that point. I'm just trying to make it like you'll see me like I'll pick up a boomerang and I'll immediately use it. Or I'll pick up an item and immediately use it just so I could be like track this, or commentators comment on this. Like I'm all about the show. So
by the way, we did have a brief cameo of the boomerang because it was the ladder item on the coast.
I didn't even go there. Didn't need to. When you got everything, what are you supposed to, don't need extra exploring.
I think I saw it, but I didn't write it down. I just put a check mark next to the coast item. Like I don't care what it is. I saw it and I don't want it.
Done.
I forgot it was banana.
Right.
That's awesome.
Man, gentlemen, you two absolutely amazing in this race, and
thanks.
It's sad to see you go, JamEviler. I mean, being a former champion as you are, but you're gonna be back.
A former champion.
Actually, this is 16th place. I needed this for my wall of trophies. And now I have first, second, a third, an 8th, and a 16th. So
does that mean
32nd next?
I was gonna see
32nd next. Exactly.
RandomEffekt took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm okay with that. That's fine. I got the wall of every place, and I'm happy with that.
I would not know that feeling, sadly.
Well, there's still time. There's like
how old are you now?
You got like 50 years. You're good.
Wow.
So real talk. You're one of the best competitors I know, Jam.
Thanks,
buddy. I love watching you. It sucks that you won't be in the tournament this time around, but we'll be there in your chat. We'll be there in your stream watching you.
I made it. What are you talking about? I'm here. I'm right exactly where I want to be. I am perfect. I'll be on the sidelines. I'll be in chat. I'll be rooting on RandomEffekt. You knocked me out, so I got to change my bid to now you. Now, if you got to win the tournament, now you gotta like avenge.
Doing the old flip flop here.
Can you avenge someone who? Wait, it's like a double reverse avenging revenge. I need that. Yeah.
Right, because the first tournament, of course, it was Crystal Saver because level 7, and then the last tournament. That went 4 games, and hard to believe. I actually was on cue to call the 5th game if you would have made it there, but maybe next tournament.
That's a lot of weight on my shoulders now, Jam.
Yeah, that is.
Well, you just lift with your legs, buddy. You'll be fine.
On my forearms, with baby percent going on, I got forearms of steel right now. From
you got dad arms now.
Up. I got dad arms, yeah. No, seriously, it's ridiculous.
Well, I hope you have a little time to continue to carry that weight as you move on to the Elite 8 in the 2019 tournament random, waiting the winner of Crystal Saver, Redbird Grad. Of course, I'm a fan of yours, and I can't wait to watch it, man. Do you have any thoughts as far as the tournament going forward, or your level of confidence, anything at all?
No, I think, I feel really solid about my play in Zelda right now, just in general. I'm doing much better at the vanilla game now. I'm doing really good at the rando here. This is the furthest I've ever gotten in a tournament for Randomizer. Top 8. I've always been knocked out top 16 or earlier in the other tournaments. So I'm pretty happy to have my deepest run for the time being, and whether I go up against Saver or Redbird, I'm not really afraid of anybody. I don't think I have a disadvantage against anybody in the tournament, but anybody left could win. So I'm just going to play the best I can and hope for the best. See what happens. Like tonight, I just played my best and it worked out.
I changed my bid. I'm going to change it to Greenleaf Effect. Greenleaf's going to win the whole.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Spoilers.
I'm going to tell you right now. No, I'll start it, and you can describe more of it. But JamEviler TGE was that close tonight.
I know, that was crazy.
From punching that Cinderella ticket to the quarterfinals. But JSR, you can talk.
I
about
didn't
what
see
happened
game 2. I only saw game 1 before our first match. So
game 1, ridiculous. Game 2, ridiculous. All I will say is the game 3 is tomorrow night, and if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
That's awesome.
My goodness, I was watching the end of game 2 in between your guys' matches, And we both were, and we both were like, "Oh man,
I almost
this
missed
match is about to
comms
start. We gotta
because
get back
I
there."
was so engaged in that race.
Yeah, that is a Cinderella story, and I want to see him ride
Is
his
he
pumpkin
going
to
against
the ball.
Zytown?
Yeah,
Yes.
he
Okay.
came. Just watch the races. That's all I want to see. Just
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
both of
I
the
will.
races because they were nutso. Both of them. Just watch them both. They were amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking of Cinderellas, don't forget about your other fellow runner who's now in the Elite Eight, my boy Adirondack Rick.
Oh man, he's been quite the story too.
Oh.
Him and TGE have been the big stories here. I mean, Adirondack Rick put up an amazing match against you, JSR, to make it to the quarterfinals. I mean, this guy, who knows? He could go all the way.
I can't wait to watch, dude. It's gonna be so good. This is such a good tournament, man.
I love it, man. It's getting down to the wire. We're getting down to what, 14 players now in the tournament. This is nuts.
Well, I definitely want to thank you both for a great evening of races. Lived up to the billing. Absolutely worth the watch back. Thank you so much, you guys. And best of luck going forward, Random. And best of luck in your endeavors, Jam.
Yeah,
Freedom.
GG at the SG Live.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. SG Live starts on Friday. I'm participating in the marathon and the Zelda 1 randomizer live tournament. So, cash prize pool. It's going to be close to $1,400.
Wow.
We're talking big bucks. Nice.
Yeah, we're almost at 1,000 raised, and then Speed Game is kicking in another 400. So that's going to be, that's a nice chunk of change. Considering the main events are $3,000 cash prize pools, and we're almost half of that. It's a big deal. So looking forward to it. Check that out. Otherwise, thank you so much, RandomEffekt, again, and good luck on moving forward. Love you, buddy.
Thank you, Jamie. Love you too.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys follow both these runners, JamEvil, RandomEffekt. Follow them both, and make sure you guys keep an eye on both of them going forward. JamEvil, of course, with the Speed Gaming Live and all the amazing things he does on his extremely entertaining channel. And then, of course, my boy RandomEffekt. Moving on to the Elite Eight. Before I give it to Laws to take us out of here, I just want to let everybody know that at the conclusion of our broadcast, we're going to be sending you guys back over to Speed Gaming, where game number 2 of RC Drone versus Captain Green 7 is currently underway. RC Drone with a 1-0 advantage in that. So Captain Green playing for his tournament life against the number 1 overall seed. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that.
And if Captain Green 7 is able to force that third and final decisive game, that is going to be held tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern. I do believe also game 3 of Sci-Town and the Greenleaf Effect also going to be held tomorrow at night. Do we have a time established for that, James?
Not to my knowledge yet. Stay tuned. Check that schedule. I'm sure it'll be posted sometime tonight if it isn't already. Just don't stop watching Speed Gaming or Randomania. Just stay tuned, like all the time. Just keep it on your TV because there's going to be so many good races. You do not want to miss a single one.
There's no question about it, James. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. We're getting close to the quarterfinals. We've got 2 players who have punched their ticket, possibly a third that could happen tonight if RC Drone does win. Boy, I'm looking forward to these final matches that are going to be upcoming, James. It's going to be a blast.
Absolutely. So we'll send you guys over to watch the race that is currently underway. Laws, why don't you send us over there?
You better believe it. So with that, that is going to wrap things up here on Randomania. On behalf of our 2 runners, JamEviler and RandomEffekt, once again, please make sure you give them a follow. On behalf of our trackers for these 2 races, Ex-Russian Bishop and Fried Teeth, on behalf of Redbird Grad, who is the commentator in game number 1, and on behalf of my commentator partner, JSR, who is the commentator for both matches, please make sure you give them all a follow. And for our restreamer, Lord of the Synth here on Randomania, I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. Have yourselves a great evening. We will take you to Speed Gaming for game number 2 of RC Drone and Captain Green 7. And until then, have a great night. We will see you tomorrow.